Good evening, friends near and far. This is Santa Claus with you on this historic December 15, 2025, a day that marks the 234th anniversary of the adoption of America's Bill of Rights. Those 10 amendments remind us that protecting individual liberties is a precious gift we must cherish and safeguard. My heart is heavy tonight as I share news from Australia, where a terrible tragedy has occurred at Sydney's beautiful Bondi beach. 15 souls were lost in a mass shooting at a Jewish celebration, with police saying a father and son were responsible. Australia has vowed to strengthen its already strict gun laws in response. During this season of peace, let us hold the victims' families in our prayers and renew our commitment to creating a world where all God's children can gather in safety. Meanwhile, across the globe in Hong Kong, 78-year-old former media mogul Jimmy Lai has been convicted in a national security trial after spending 5 years in custody. The elderly gentleman now faces the possibility of spending his remaining years behind bars. Remember, my friends, that while systems of justice may differ, our duty to care for the elderly and respect human dignity remains constant in all corners of the world. Now, turning our gaze to India, where tensions continue with neighboring Pakistan. India's anti-terrorism agency has charged militant groups and 6 individuals over an April attack that tragically claimed 26 lives in Kashmir. This attack triggered the worst fighting between these nuclear-armed neighbors in decades. Oh, how my heart yearns for peace in this beautiful but troubled region. Each life lost is a precious gift from the Creator squandered by conflict. In Chile, the political landscape has shifted significantly as Jose Antonio Kast has been elected president with 58% of the vote, marking the country's sharpest rightward turn since 1990. Mr. Kast campaigned on addressing crime and migration concerns. In times of political change, let us remember that regardless of who leads, our responsibility to care for the stranger, the vulnerable, and those in need remains unchanged. Troubling news comes from Syria, where 2 American soldiers and a civilian interpreter were killed in an attack in Palmyra. The Islamic State is suspected of exploiting security gaps in the region. In another part of Syria, Israeli military actions have increased tensions, with one grieving grandfather, Qassim Hamadeh, losing 5 family members in a raid on his village. Such heartbreak reminds us of the terrible cost of conflict borne by ordinary families simply trying to live in peace. In Gaza, Hamas has confirmed the death of a top commander in an Israeli strike, which they describe as a violation of the 2-month-old ceasefire agreement. The delicate balance of peace hangs by a thread, and I pray nightly that cooler heads and compassionate hearts will prevail. Some potential movement toward peace comes from Ukraine, where President Zelensky has offered to drop his country's NATO bid in exchange for Western security guarantees, though he rejects suggestions to cede territory to Russia. President Trump's envoys, including his son-in-law Jared Kushner, met with the Ukrainian leader in Berlin. May wisdom guide these discussions, for the people of Ukraine have suffered greatly and deserve to live without fear. Turning to economic matters, the European Union has sanctioned 2 oil traders accused of facilitating Russian energy exports, part of broader efforts to pressure Moscow's economy. Meanwhile, in Brazil, thousands have protested against legislative efforts to reduce the jail sentence of former President Bolsonaro, who was recently convicted and sentenced to 27 years for attempting to overthrow democracy. France is seeking to delay a vote on a European Union trade deal with South American nations amid concerns about its impact on farmers. And in Germany, automakers Volkswagen, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz have reported their worst profits since the 2009 financial crisis. When livelihoods are threatened, families suffer, and we must remember that behind every economic statistic are real people with hopes and dreams. Finally, China has announced the completion of a maiden flight for its latest stealth drone, the CH-7, which offers long endurance and high-speed capabilities. As technology advances, may we never forget that our moral responsibility to use such tools wisely grows alongside our technical prowess. As I prepare to return to the North Pole tonight, I leave you with this thought. In a world of complex conflicts and challenges, the simplest acts of kindness and understanding can light the darkest night. Remember, my dear friends, that each of you has the power to be a beacon of hope in someone's life. Until tomorrow, may peace reign in your hearts, and may you share that peace with all you meet.